Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this lesson where we want to go through the grade 9 past exam questions. That is for ECZ, Examinations Council of Zambia, Mathematics Paper 2. All right. So this is what the first question that we are going to consider. Given the mass, which is M, given the mass, which is M, and the volume, which is V, of an object. Complete the flow chart. Complete the flow chart. Okay? Complete the flow chart below for calculating and displaying density. All right? So just in case they had not written this formula, you need to write the formula yourself. But here we are lucky they had given us the formula to say density is equals to mass over volume. All right. So just like I said in the previous lesson or presentation, I said the issue is about the symbols that are being presented here. We already have the formula here, right? You can actually try this before you see what I'm going to do. We need to remember, what do we want? We want density, which is D. So if you want, you can actually go in advance, and what we want is density. So density is going to even be the last part here, is what you're going to say, whether you're going to say display here or you're going to say output. I don't know the word that you're going to use, or you're going to say show or print. Here we're going to say display D, because that's what we are calculating. So when you enter, why am I doing this? I'm trying to emphasize this so that you don't enter D here. So when you are entering, you are going to enter, well, let me just call them letters. These letters here that you are going to use to calculate density. So you just enter these letters here. And what are those letters? You enter M and V. Then look at this point where we need, I told you the rectangle is like a processor. This is a point at which we show the processing, or this is the point at which you're going to write the formula. For density is equals to what? M divided, you need to write, this is how you write divided. For instance, in a computer, division is slash. So this is how you show it. Divided by volume. Divided by volume. That's all. This is all what you needed to do, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, men and women. This is what we needed to do. And then you already have stop. If the stop was not here, you write stop. Look at the symbols. Look at the symbols, those symbols that I told you. This is what is going to give you 3 marks. As simple as that. I want you to do the second one. Look at the second question. You can pause the video, do it before you look at what I'm going to do. And again, if you read this question, again, it's actually the same thing there. Given the density of a stone, you know that density is equals to what? Density is equals to, what do we have? Mass over volume. Below for calculating and displaying volume. Okay, given the density, okay, given the density of a stone and its mass, complete the flow chart below for calculating and displaying volume. Take note, here we are calculating what? Volume. Here we are calculating volume. Okay, take note of that. Take note of that. This first question here, what were we doing? We were actually calculating what? Density, if you look at it. Now here we are calculating volume. So in other words, in this same question, we have just to make volume the subject of the formula. What do I mean? When you do the subject of the formula, it will mean that volume will be equal to mass over density. You just swap them when you make volume the subject of the formula. That's what you're going to do. I hope you understand that now. At this point, what are we calculating? Volume. So what are we going to enter? Here you say enter. What are we entering in this case? We're going to enter M and D. Then at this point, we say volume is equals to what? M slash D. What are we going to show here? You can say print. I'm trying to use different words. Print what? Print V. What are you going to get by doing this? 3 marks. Can you imagine? All right, just that, just that, just that. All right, we have another one here. Read the question. Read the question and then, given that the base of a triangle is B, take note of that, and its perpendicular height is H, complete the flowchart below, which is for calculating and displaying area. Area of what? Area of a triangle. Area of a triangle. But as a person who has gone up to grade 9, you know the area of a triangle. So the first thing that you do, you write the area of a triangle here. What is the formula I mean? This is the formula, right? This is the formula. This is the formula. BH. They have told us base and H. So once we have this, all what we need to do now is to start putting these things in these boxes. Now remember, in these symbols. Now remember, what did I tell you, or what did I teach you? The first one, what does it mean? Because it's at the first point, it's the one we're starting with. We say start. Now look at what we have here. We have two parallelograms, which are the ones for input. When you look at them like this, you know that these two are for input, of course, then this one will be for output. Then this is a processor here. So since we have got, we'll split this one. We are going to put them one by one. We'll say enter B, and then the second one will also say enter H. If we only had one parallelogram here, we were going to enter them in one box. But in this case, we have two, we have got two parallelograms. So that's why we're going to do this. And then at this point, what do? We're going to say area is equals to 1 over 2. All right. Look, this is the symbol that we use for multiplication. B, again, an apostrophe, and H. All right. When we have done this, what do we have now? Here we can say show or display or print what? Area. After we have done this, what is the last thing? Stop. I hope, Angel, you are following. I hope these things are easy for you to understand. I hope these things are easy for you to understand. Please, if you are not getting them, this is my number. Send me a message on WhatsApp. All right. I'm Mr. Mbondo or Mr. Chaumba. Okay. Let's do the other question here. Let's do maybe the last two questions. Given the radius R and the height H, complete the flowchart below for calculating and displaying the curved surface area of a cylinder. Curved surface area of a cylinder is already given here. They already gave it to you as what? Now look at what they have given you in the formula. In the formula, they gave you R and what? And H. They have not given you 2 and pi. They have not given you 2 and pi because we know these are already in the computer. All right. So start is already there. What are we going to enter? We are going to enter R and H. And here we only have one box. We'll say enter R, H. Then at the point now here of the formula, you write the whole thing as it is given here. It has been given here as a hint. 2 multiplication pi multiplication, R, multiplication. That's how we show it, isn't it, on the computer? Then here, what do we say? Print. What are we printing? What are we printing? We are going to print A. Okay? We are going to print A. Then let's look at this question now. Possibly this can be our last one so that we can do other things. Given the distance covered by a car, which is D, and the time, which is T, the car takes to cover this distance. Complete the flow chart below for calculating and displaying its speed. Now, you know that distance is equal to what? Sorry, you know that speed is equal to what? Speed is equal to distance over time. Speed is equal to distance over time, and that's what we are calculating. So you need, first of all, to write this formula. That's why sometimes if you have forgotten the formula, you may have challenges. Because first of all, you need to have the formula. What is the formula that we use? So if this is the formula, we already have start. If it was not given, we could have done it. The second one, what is the second one now? Enter. What are we entering by now? I'm sure you know. It's going to be D and T. Then at this point, we write the formula just to say S is equals to D slash T. Then here, what do we print? Here we say print what? S. Then this is stop, which is already given. I hope you have picked something, if not everything. Are we there? I hope you have picked something, if not everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for following and watching my videos.